What's up, y'all? This is RVS.
This is ROD, aka Rated R.
And we are the We Coming For You cast. And we talk about pro wrestling from a black dude's perspective. Tell them what they can expect on this here podcast.
Oh, we gonna give you all the raw and dirty and everything black from AEW, WWE, Impact Wrestling, and any other wrestling in between. If you want your wrestling unfiltered, uncensored, and you want it raw, you need to subscribe to the We Come For You cast.
Right here on SOLC Network.
All right, the Dusty Duo is back. It's a scenario. We're gonna talk about a whole bunch of different random stuff. It is
wow.
It's just scenario.
Damn, that's who we are.
Yeah, the Dusty Duo. That's what somebody called us on on Twitter like 3 weeks ago. He's like, y'all goddamn Dusty Duo don't do no damn show.
Dusty Duo. Damn,
that's from Bamboozle. From
No, I know, I get it, but I'm just like, damn, man, that's where we at now. This is how you. All right, well, I mean, you say somebody's name, they appear, I guess.
I mean, automatically, you Savion Glover because you lighter than me and you taller than me, and I'm skinnier than you. So this is my default.
Glover.
I'm Tommy Davidson. If we doing,
now, you know what? Yeah, you is a Tommy Davidson ass nigga. I get it. Yeah, I get it. I'm with that.
Man, dude, we've been sorry. We've been holding y'all up, man. We just been trying to get everything together. I mean, Matt's been in Bangladesh or something like that over the last few months.
I've been to say I've been busy would be an understatement of all time. So, but no, it's all love, man.
Yeah, congratulations though, Matt, man, for being vice pole mark for your chapter for Cap Alpha Psi.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I got some things going on. It's like when people want Eddie Murphy to come back and tell jokes. Eddie not finna give you that raw, but it's gonna be a little bit more, refined. I'm still the same cat. I still got the same thing. I might not just hit you the same way I used to, but I promise it's all good. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Got that. Still got the morning drive show. Got the Friday afternoon, mid afternoon show. All of that on 590 here. Yeah, man. So just busy, man. Busy making it happen, though.
You still at the university too? Is their grad advisor?
No, I can't do that and be the president of the joint. It's a conflict. Conflict of interest. Because it's like, yeah, I would have to keep about like $5 million worth of insurance on myself to be able to manage both of them things. I can't do that.
A personal insurance of $5 million.
I got a goddamn umbrella policy because you ain't finna come take my house. Get out of here. I'm staying here, son. I don't even leave here to do. I don't even leave here to do stuff. I don't even do like dual shows. I only go to the studio when I'm in town. That's it.
Well, man, it is dope to be back, man. We got some terrorists out here, man.
I feel like we got summoned back into duty though. Like it wasn't just like regular times.
Yeah, no. It was a lot hitting. I mean, let's just go right into the main. We got 3-4 messages on this one. People have talked about it, but we were the leading people on this over 3 years ago. We started this whole thing with Larsa Pippen in 2018, 2019.
We saw
That's
it,
why
man.
People are looking for us to start talk about this.
It's like a radar blip, man. Like we saw it coming, and I was like, "Yo, this ain't normal. Like that ain't right." And then it's gone nuclear since that time. It's like global warming. Like we was trying to tell y'all that this is a thing. It's a big deal. Like it's not supposed to be this hot in February. And now here we are in like the July of the Larsa Pippen situation.
Of 2023.
Yeah.
4 or 5 years later.
And now you can't even go outside in Texas no more. It's too hot. And that's where we at.
Originally, it was big, but it wasn't as big as when Future started messing with Larsa Pippen while she was married to Scottie Pippen.
Well,
it was in the web, but it wasn't as big. This is her first offense.
We need like the hood Ghostbusters or something for Larsa and Future, because we definitely coming up on him later on as well. But but yeah, we can start here, man. So like the idea we had about it is that I think that at this point we need to really litigate what's going on here and the levels this is happening in. So the way I see it is that this is the people versus Larsa Pippen, because the real turning point for this thing happened when I was looking at it, and the GOAT himself came out and said, "Nah, I'm not good with this." When Michael Jordan came out and was like, "Hey, I'm not all right with this," it was a flip because, you know what I'm saying, like we felt for a while like Michael was kind of like the mastermind behind it all. Because, you know, Scottie been coming at him. Michael Jordan most definitely isn't known for his mercy. And then so we just like, yo, like this is like a grand scheme on levels that I couldn't even imagine somebody masterminding a revenge plan against. Got Scottie out here looking like a clucker. And, I mean, this is a top 75, top 50 all-time cat, a dream team of 6-time champion. And he out here looking like you might pull up on him at the corner and he might have a little sign, like at the end of the Real Compton City G's video. Like Scottie is on the side of the road like that. But
because that was what you call it played that rest in peace to what was the dude Ezel. He just passed away like a couple years ago too.
Exactly. So it's like
AJ Johnson.
We're not comparing Scottie Pippen to Ezel, but now we at a spot where that might be valid. But then when it comes out with Michael, just real quick is like, nah, I'm not good with that. I was like, hold on, this is a whole different thing. And there's a lot of layers to this because now I got to look at Marcus and now I got to look at the Hornet sale. And there's a lot of different things that are happening here. And I'm going to drop this on you. I'll let you take it. I think that Michael Jordan has now found himself in the black, rich version of Succession.
Oh, wow. Wow. Because doesn't Marcus and don't all his kids work for him for like Jumpman, right?
Yup. And Michael
has new kids too.
Huh?
And he's got new kids.
Exactly. Mike got a whole nother wife and everything. And she like a little Hispanic joint or like something like that. It remind me, Michael Jordan is Logan Roy.
Hey. Yo, Michael Jordan is wow. His kids is not old enough to have the full-on Succession thing going on. But it's they did a pre-series of Succession. Is what's going on right now.
This is like Succession book 2 or something. Like this is just the models there now. Now we see where it's at. Like the one ended, and then this just went to the next level. So Marcus and Larsa is jamming. Basically, so it's like Marcus is jamming with his estranged uncle's crazy ex-wife.
Mm-hmm.
And the wild thing about it is that not that long ago, wasn't it Larsa that was out there like
with Marcus Beasley?
No, not with anybody else. When she was like, "Our parents are happy for us."
Yes,
that would assume that she was speaking on behalf of one Michael Jordan, one Logan Roy, goated Michael Jordan.
And you know what? I actually have a lot more respect for Jordan after this. It's like a weird thing. I had funny respect for him with the puppeteer, and then it swung back. And he was able to get respect on this response as well. That's how a GOAT could do it. He could literally be on either side. And you're like, man, I respect that. Like, either way. The fact that he was like, I ain't down with no sucker stuff like this. Like, that's the way I took it. Like, look, me and Scottie beefing, but as the great Ghostface Killer, I don't get you back like that.
Yeah, this is between us.
Yeah, like I ain't gonna send my son out here doing no missions for me. I do my dirt about my lonely.
In my opinion, now the most OC part of this entire thing is now Marcus. Yes. It's not even Larsa anymore.
Yes,
it's Marcus now. Marcus has entered kind of like that's got to be Kane. That's got to be Kane. Is that the Stone Cold's music? Like, what's happening?
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is one of the most unnecessary, ridiculous heel turns I've ever seen in my life. When you talk about being set up and being in a spot where the whole world could come to you, you was the chosen son. You was the one that was supposed to get it. Marcus was supposed to be Kendall, but now he's turned into Kendall Roy, the one that shit the bed.
Right, yeah.
The one that drove the dude off and drowned him in the road. Only he drove himself off, and now he's living in like some version of his own afterlife. I feel like I'm blown away by. We've seen a lot of bags get blown in our time, a lot. And I'm not saying that Michael about to cut off Marcus or anything like that. Marcus out here handling business for Michael, and let's be clear, Michael don't want to work. Michael's divesting and about cashing out. But you can't sit here and tell me that if Marcus, here's my conspiracy theory, and I'll hand it to you, one of the masters of conspiracy management. I feel like that if Marcus wasn't out here in the streets wilding like the way that he is right now, thoughting and bopping, that Michael would not have sold that basketball team, and he would have held it and kept that around in there. He would not have sold the Hornets the way that he did.
But didn't he announce? Oh man, when did he announce that? It's very close in time period.
This all feels like, and I'm gonna give it up.
Hey, but my question is, do you think that when we found out about them, that it would already been going on, and then we found out?
Could have.
Or they feel like they kind of them public people too. Like, we want everybody to know we together when we first get together.
Listen, man, if you Michael Jordan's son, the last place on earth you need to be is up in TMZ and up in, Baller Alert and stuff like that. Like people like Larsa, they need to be on Baller Alert and all of that.
Because she was on Housewives of Miami and shit.
Marcus, you're part of generational wealth, my brother. Like generational wealth, like one of the biggest black bags of all time. And you out here on that move? I'm confused, man. I'm confused by the tactics.
And it's real. And I know Mike looks at it that everybody's looking at him that he's insufficient daddying.
How?
Because your son, you're supposed to be like, yo, son. Like people will say that, like, dude, like, how you gonna do that? Like,
do you think that Michael Jordan is really that guy though? Where Michael Jordan is one of the foremost School of Hard Knocks cats of all time.
Right. And I think one of his biggest heartbreaks is one of his sons not making an NBA.
I don't know if he cared about that because I don't think they was ever on the track for that. I think that one of his
they kept transferring schools to try to get better spots.
But I mean, they wasn't never good like that though. Like Michael has been on the record saying that he is like, that's a lot to live up to, and that ain't something that I sit around and expect for them to do. But
all the other greats have had their son, well, at least in the new school of cats, have had their sons at least get a sip of tea.
I was about to say, well, Michael ain't part of the new school though. He back there with Irvin.
No. I'm thinking like Tim Hardaway. You got Tim Hardaway, Scotty's son,
like 10 years younger than Michael Jordan.
Huh?
He like 5 or 6, 7 years younger than Michael Jordan though.
No, he's on like 2 or 3 years younger than Michael Jordan.
Well, how old is Tim Hardaway?
Tim Hardaway's got to be like maybe 58, 59.
58 or 59? Tim Hardaway?
Yeah.
Tim Hardaway 56.
Yeah, Jordan is 59.
Okay, well, I'm thinking about cats who was staying in college longer back then. I don't think I'm gonna be straight up. I don't think Michael cares about dude making the league or not. What I think he does care about is how you stand on his name, though. Michael is about his name. And I think Michael saw them out here starting to slip up. He's like, oh, no, nope, I ain't dealing with it.
And now the oldest son is because he's got 3 kids. Well, besides the set of twins that are younger, they're unmentionable. They're underage, so we won't talk about them. But the oldest son is the one that's real quiet, I believe.
Yeah, I think so.
And then it's Marcus. Then they have a daughter.
Yeah, the daughter seems to be about her business.
Yeah, the youngest daughter seems about she be everywhere making sure shit popping.
She Shiv. I'm telling you, dog, this is a real thing. Damn. Michael Jordan is in the middle of a black succession right now.
Wow. Hey, we changed this episode name. Now it's Michael Jordan's family. It's the black succession.
So somehow in the middle of all of this, though, like Larsa is now
her profile is like increased, and I think it's Marcus has 2, but it's like in a sex tape way.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't say necessarily sex tape, but it's like a sleazy way, not really like the way you would want to.
Well, let me say this. I think that, and this is going to bring it into another subject. It's like this is going to be a big piece of the pie here. I feel like she has been still embodied in like an insidious type way by the demon. And you know who the demon is.
Future.
Future is still in her spirit somewhere and is now moving through and making other things happen.
Oh, so it's like remember the movie Species?
Yes, it's exactly that. That's Future. It's like that movie Thinner. Once he touch you, you
become a part of it.
Yeah, you can't shake it off.
Oh my God. center. You went back with that one.
Like we're in a tough spot right now with what's going on here. I'm just saying it.
I mean, she's been on a run. She was dating her son's teammate after that, Malik Beasley, which is, I mean, that was when we were like, okay, all right, this is your second charge, ma'am.
You've gone too far. You've gone too far, young lady.
Your son works at the facility with this dude. Like,
can you imagine? Like,
I mean,
look, how messed up are the barbecues we potentially?
Look what happened to the last guy that did something like that, Delonte West. His whole career went derailed, and his career, at least his problems, his life went to something else, and now it's for messing with LeBron James's wife. My mom, allegedly. Yeah, allegedly. Yeah, allegedly.
The fact that ain't nobody said nothing about that tells me that ain't alleged.
Right. And think about it. And the Malik Beasley, Larsa Pippen was not allegedly. They was out in public and stuff like, yeah, we a couple.
This is all some of the most problematic stuff of all time that's happened with this. The fact that Mike ain't in on it though, like that's problematic for me. Now, speaking of the original demon, the original ghost in the machine, Future is now crossed over and has decided that this is just a move where it's just like basically I'm just not about peace. Like he's just like I'm just not about it. I don't know. I'm just not dealing with it. He dropped his new joint and he dropped a bar basically saying F Russell Wilson. Not basically saying F Russell Wilson.
There wasn't no basically. It was fully on that.
Dog. Russell Wilson, we've been on the record about this too. We could go back through many an episode and pull our opinions on where Russell Wilson is at. I feel like Russell Wilson was coming back from the corner store. You know what I'm saying? He had his little bag. He had his little bag. He chilling, might be looking at something on his phone and just caught a stray on this one. I'm talking about he just got one. Russell down.
No, it was a stray. It was somebody saw somebody he had beef with randomly and just put his gun out the window and shot at him. Just
like bruh.
But it wasn't no reason.
Future was riding around. He's like, yo, is that him? Yeah, that's him. I've been meaning to get back to this. Exactly. I've been meaning to get back to this. And he hit that boy. Like, yo, what is this? This the worst, most unnecessary drive-by since that little girl got shot on Snowfall.
Oh, dang.
This is the most unnecessary move since then.
Scully's daughter.
Yeah, exactly. See what it did to Scully. Like, so, like, my thing about it is that Russell had a horrible year. Like, the worst. He dropped, like, the worst first solo album since, like, Memphis Bleak. like Drag On. Like, he had, like, the Drag On of seasons in Denver last year.
Or is it that when you change labels and you drop that bad album?
Like, imagine if, yes, that's fair. Like, you change, like, you force your way out, though.
Yeah, you I don't want to be on. I'm trying to think somebody leaving No Limit or Cash Money, and then their next album is like Shrek.
But see, people left other places and came there. That's the difference. It would have been like if The Game Is to Be Sold, Not to Be Told was a bad album. Right.
But I'm trying to think of somebody that left a label. Ooh, Mobb Deep signing to 50 Cent. They left Loud Records. And 50 bought them out, and then they dropped that trash album on his label.
Yeah, you're right. You're
It's Mobb Deep going to G Unit.
That's the example. There's no other. There's nothing else to say. Like, that's it. That's the answer. Right? So, yeah, man. Like, I'm just like, what happened? Like, here's the thing. I feel like nothing happened on Russell or Sierra's side. Yeah. I feel like this is just in Future's heart, and this is when he decided to execute it.
He'd been waiting. He's like, I'm gonna say fuck Future. I mean, fuck Russell at some point.
What could have happened? Like, did Sierra maybe get sassy with him about something?
Or he couldn't get the kid when he wanted it because Russell got him at football practice.
Or he saw a picture of him. He like, yo, what the hell he wearing that for?
Or why they didn't cut his hair.
Right. And then now he just going after it? Because, I mean, Russell Wilson is the rich stepdaddy in this situation.
Oh, 100%.
he is the rich stepdaddy in this situation. So it's kind of like, he gonna probably and I'm gonna go out on a limb, although I don't know either one of these brothers. It's probably a little bit different kicking it with Russell than it is Future. I'm just going.
Hey, how is it you think kicking it is? Two questions for you with this. How often do you think Future sees his son? One.
Oh, I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know.
I don't even think he's a weekend dad.
I don't know how that works.
I don't even think he's a weekend dad.
Oh, like a once a month type dad or
quarterly?
Oh man,
quarterly.
Maybe he's a you can do the FaceTime situation. Maybe he's like
no. That's what he assumes is part of every weekend. I call my son.
So it's just part of the weekend.
Right, but I'm talking about. But he doesn't see him physically, but once a quarter, maybe twice a year.
I hope not, man. I hope he's part of the mix with the younger.
No, he's not. Because do you see Future going to hang out in Denver?
Oh no, he's definitely making him fly out. Like,
okay, so who's bringing little Future? Is Future going to Denver to pick him up?
No,
and bring him back to Atlanta.
He's sending a plane for him, and then he get on the plane with him.
Oh, so you saying? Future got enough money for a PJ? You think?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, Future's fine. I ain't worried about Future in that type.
No. I'm just saying, but PJ money is still different than
it's different.
Having money.
It's different, but Future got cash though. Like Future got cash. He got that. I ain't worried about that.
So he's picking up his son on the PJ.
Yeah. I mean, do you expect to walk into the airport and see Future flying Delta?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Nah, man. I'm hoping for more than that.
Why not? If you're in first class?
Future?
Yeah.
The I Only Listen to 90s Music podcast is a show for 80s babies who were 90s kids. If you were a No Limit soldier, then this is your show. If you believe that Cash Money is not an army but was a Navy, this is the show for you. If you and your friends ever tried to sing a song written by Escape, In Vogue, Shy, or Voiced Men at a talent show during middle school, this is your show. The I Only Listen to 90s Music podcast is a bunch of 80s babies talking about all the songs and things that we loved when we were kids and teenagers. So if you went to the skating rink and you were at a lock-in, this is the show for you. If you think that Tevin Campbell was the original Prince of R&B, this is the show for you. If you don't understand the conflict between Monica and Brandy, but you're kind of on Monica's side and understand why Brandy got punched, this is the show for you. Make sure that you tune in, subscribe, click the little subscribe link. We're here. We're going to talk about all things 90s music. This is the show for you.
We back. So go into this now again. So the Future is he in the top 20 of so I guess Future's not, I don't even know if I guess it's a weird thing because I just feel like all the younger cats are more popular than him, but he still has a name.
Are they more popular or more paid though? Like I'm talking about cats with that paper.
Oh, okay. He's talking about 20.
Is Future having to want to get away flights on Southwest, or is he good?
No, he's got first class Delta though, definitely.
Oh, man, wow.
I mean, you got to think about all the cats that's got bread above him. He's not nowhere close to Dre, Birdman.
That's fair, but it's not like they made like a limited amount of money and there's only so much that can go around.
Right. But I mean, let's say, do you think he has more money than Birdman?
No, probably not. No.
And I would say Birdman's worth no more than 100 and some 200 million.
I mean, if I'm worth $100 million, I'm on the PJ.
I mean, PJs are expensive.
Am I still making money? I mean, Birdman's still making money.
Yeah, I mean that's $35,000 a trip.
How much money am I making if I'm Birdman?
No. I mean, I think Birdman has it. I'm saying that Future doesn't have Birdman's money. Is what I'm saying.
Well, look up Future's net worth.
Let's see. It'd be off. But
it'd be off. But I'm just thinking about what you would get from residuals.
Yeah.
Like I'll put it this way: before he sold the book,
they said he's earned between 20 to 73 million in his career.
Oh man, and you know what Future could do? Future could also sell his royalties too and triple up. Sell that catalog.
roughly 50. That ain't enough for no PJ. Be flying around no PJ.
I mean, to send it for your shorty.
He has.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna tell you this right now too. Russell Wilson definitely is not flying Delta.
Right.
And if you Future,
you brought up a.
You see where I'm going.
No. What if Russell's sending his PJ to drop off Little Future and telling him to go to the tarmac in Atlanta?
Or if Sierra's taking Little Future on the PJ and then dropping them off, that's enough to make somebody with the powers of Future go absolutely to another level.
And
you
look,
gotta be careful who you messing with here.
And what if Little Future is the only person on the PJ? Like there's no adult with him.
Like he running down the steps sideways.
The stewardess is holding his hand, bringing him down the steps.
Hey, man, there's real pressure, man, when you are in a situation where your life is based around your image and different things like that, where you just can't be letting cats just, style on you like that. Like, I understand where this man is at.
I want to feel like that's what Russell Wilson did. Send his son to see him on a PJ. Because he's like, and it told him, hey, man, I think you should spend some more time with your son.
Oh, God. No, I don't. First of all, you could be getting out of a cutlass. If you look at a man and tell him he need to spend more time with his son, I'm all in on whatever it is you need to do at that point. You don't coach me on how to be no father.
Hey, look, Future's like, man, I was talking to Lil Future the other night. I mean, I think you should be spending some more time with him. He already on the flight already. Let's go pick him up at the tarmac at Atlanta Hartsfield.
This feels more like something that Sierra would say to Future, not what Russell would say.
Oh. But she used his instrument of his PJ to finish it off.
Yeah.
Of her saying, I think you need to spend more time with Little Future.
I'm really upset that the private jet has become the instrument of the division in this situation. And not just the fact that Future could have just decided that he's just going to be on his absolute most petty and go for it.
Yeah, but it's petty amongst petty. Like it's the petty battle. Unless Future could just be a savage and just being petty.
You hear what I'm saying? Think about who we talking about.
I mean,
think about who we talking about. That's all I'm gonna say.
I just don't want Future to be that much of a sucker to just be going out here dissing Russell Wilson just for no reason.
Something had to happen.
I need a backstory.
Something had to happen. I mean, I would tell you, please feel free to create your own backstory if you want to. I think that it could work out a little better that way anyway. But yeah. I'm just saying. All I'm saying is I'm just saying that that don't put nothing past them. Don't put anything past Future. Is what I'm saying.
It's just so weird if he just let this ride, man.
Like Russell lets it ride?
No. I'm saying that he even let that come out. Like,
oh, I was about to say, like, what is Russell supposed to do?
No, nothing. Oh, I mean, he could be getting petty and drop like small little things though in interviews.
Hold on. Imagine this though. Now we're in a place where I do want to go into this one. Imagine if Russell Wilson did fire back.
Yep.
And like he hit him with like a diss after like week one, and then he washed it down with Broncos, let's ride.
Right, but I'm saying he got to say something like the future is always bright, like stuff
Broncos,
like that.
Let's ride.
Yeah, and that's his tagline for the season. Or what if he's got T-shirts that said the future?
This is all bright. Sierra's fault to put these two people together. I don't know how to comprehend this. Like, I don't know how to make sense of Future and goddamn Russell Wilson having any. I wouldn't even think they're aware of each other.
Yeah, but I mean, Future. I mean, if Russell wants to get petty, the only thing is he runs the thing of making Future go nuclear on him. Is it in every interview? I'd be like, as a full-time father of 3, like you got to. When you're taking care of your kids all the time, like you gotta, you gotta do it like that. Where
the pressures of having this turnaround for the Broncos this year. That's real, and it's something that I'm completely invested in. But not so much that I don't take time to be a father to my kids and do all that. Father for Broncos Nation. Let's ride.
The future's bright.
Future's bright. I think the future's brighter in Denver than Atlanta for sure.
So no, and then you could be like, so I was like, this is what Russell Wilson could be on a podcast, but he never is open enough. Like if he did like the pivot or something like that, and could be real petty and be like, so I was at my oldest son's game, right? And I was talking to his mom, and we were like, you know what? We need to send him into an academy to get himself better and everything, to take him to that next level, things like a father should be looking at.
I think the question comes down to this is that I without a doubt know that Future is being his 100% genuine self at all times. Like he lives his truth. I guess this really is who Russell Wilson is, though. For a very long time, I've always thought that I was like, man, this dude can't really be like this. Like he had a little bit of the magic, the Michael Jackson to me. Like when I eventually found out that Michael Jackson was drinking Crown Royal and eating fried chicken, I was like, because he's from Gary. Because he's from Gary at the end of the day. And his dad, like, that's who he is. But
isn't Russell Wilson's dad like an OG too?
I don't know. I don't know anything about him other than the fact that he was married to that white woman. And then he upgraded. He did one of the great upgrades of all time by getting with Sierra. But it was like he was still the dude that was with the white woman.
Right. He grew up in Richmond.
But did he grow up in Richmond or did he grow up like around it?
Let's see. He went
like,
to
is there a picture of Russell Wilson with a wave cap on?
Oh, I mean, I don't know, man. Well,
like, does Russell Wilson own? Like, let me ask you this: what black accessories does Russell Wilson have in his house that you're not aware of that you wouldn't think are there?
I don't know. I mean, his sister wears cornrow braids at Stanford.
Yeah,
his sister plays for Stanford.
Cornrows, though, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's keep it 100% real. I mean, ever since Hustle and Flow came out, that ain't necessarily been the thing that just can stake it with you like that.
Their dad went to Dartmouth.
Was he like a gangster at Dartmouth though?
He played football and baseball at Dartmouth. Their dad did.
Yeah, I'm I want to do some journalism about this. I need to understand more. Yeah. It's finally come time for me to figure out what the hell's going on here.
I mean, his grandfather, both his grandparents taught at Jackson State.
That's good.
His dad's parents.
That's good data.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. So like between these situations, so like all these situations are tied in together now, the way I see it. So Future is basically responsible for Marcus Jordan dating Larsa Pippen.
Yes.
So
and
Future
does Michael Jordan give Future a call?
Well, wait. That's a wild thing to consider. But who is Future impacted more greatly, Scottie Pippen or Russell Wilson?
Scottie Pippen, by far.
He's not done with Scottie. This is like Insidious Chapter 5, and he still is leaking back over into Scottie.
Because Russell Wilson, in theory, he's won. It's just Future's being petty, throwing rocks.
Yeah.
Future started the whole thing where everybody think they can have sex with Scottie Pippen's wife.
I had sex with Katie too, man.
I had sex with Katie too. Like,
exactly. I had sex with Katie too, man.
Hey, and Future opened that up because maybe other people didn't think they could get at Larsa. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. It just maybe in the grand scheme of the world, when Future was like, I had to get him back for dissing me, so I got his wife.
I'm just saying. Very well could be the case. I don't want to rule out anything when it comes to Future. That's all I'm saying. That's all that I'm saying is not to rule out anything.
How does Future rectify this though?
I don't think Future's concerned about rectifying anything. First,
no, I'm saying to get Larsa Pippen back right. How does he go?
Oh, back? Is it about him landing Larsa back?
Yeah, like helping her get out of this.
God damn, this is like China, Ukraine, Russia, and America at this point for the hood.
Right? Can you stop it? Can you even stop it?
I don't think so, man. I think we at a point right now where this is where we at. this is where we at, and this is what we got to deal with at this point. If Future puts an all-out assault on the Marcus Jordan, that's when the nukes could hit the sky at that point. But here's the thing. Marcus might have cut himself off from his supply because what's Michael Jordan? Michael Jordan ain't got to own a team no more. All he got to do is sell shoes now.
Yep, and being the cut. I'm talking about way in the cut. We're going to see so much less of Michael Jordan.
Michael's going to be at like F1 races and like when the league calls him out to like be around, like, you know, whatever at any point.
But he ain't going to be at the games every. Well, no, he's still like got a percentage of the team though, right? Like a minority percentage or something.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know.
That's
yeah, he got a percentage, but you know, I mean, anybody can get a percentage.
Yeah.
Michael don't want to work no more. I'll put it that way.
He's like, this is too hard. I thought it was gonna be easier than this.
Yeah, Michael don't want to work. For what? Why has Michael Jordan got a job?
Keeping everything NBA, man. Quick one, man. Is Cameron turning into the hood version of Wojciechowski?
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah. Killer has just decided that he's gonna like merge like TMZ and ESPN all into one thing with like what him and Mace got going on. Like, this is one of the absolute most incredible things I've ever seen in my life. Is that Cameron just decided to, like, Cameron is the model by which we should all strive to be like, because he's opened up. I'm going to start a podcast. He put a damn suit on and sat behind a desk and started breaking sports news of the most petty variety too. Like, I love Cam and have loved Cam for decades now. But him going and doing this, it just hit me at a point where I was just like, you know, you made a choice and you just be like, man, I hitched my wagon to something and it continues to pay dividends and make you feel better about it.
It's like you bought Apple. If you bought Apple back in the late 80s.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's like I bought him back when he had the hammer and the bibs on the horse and carriage joint. And then like I when the stock split, when Dipset hit, I was like, give me more of this, more of this. And then it split again when like Come On Home With Me happened, and I was like, oh my God, we're just killing it. Then he went to The Rock, and I've continued. So then when he stepped into sports, I was like, oh my God, this is too much. I didn't ask for this much back in 90.
The stock took a little dip when 50 Cent hit him, though. The stock took a little dip then.
It takes a dip. Every stock does, though. Every stock does. But you know, it works itself out. And now look at where we are. Look at where we are now with Killer. You know what? Killer is like the Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes of hip hop commentary on sports. Yeah,
and it's interesting. They almost need to create a network together and just have it where it's almost like 24-hour hood sports coverage.
Figure out a way to get B Marshall and them in on it too.
Yeah, and then let's throw in somebody like Torrey Hunter for baseball. You know, like we just what's PK Subban for hockey, and like just make a full on like hood network of shows.
But here's the difference between everybody else that you just said right there. Those other people actually play sports.
Yeah.
Cameron just decided to do it.
That's true. Everybody else actually played in the pros.
Cameron just said, "Nah, man."
Cam and Mace they went to a JUCO or whatever. It's not like they don't know it at all. You know,
I'm in though. Like I'm in, and I'm just going like, because here's the thing. What do rappers want to be? Rappers want to be athletes. What do athletes want to be? They want to be rappers. So it's like that bond and like that connection is like a real thing there, where they're able to make them alignments. You know what I mean?
Like even for tennis, I don't know how hood Robert Blake is, the brother that played tennis.
I doubt there's anything. The hoodest thing in tennis.
Well, he got arrested and they treated him like a black man in front of that hotel when they arrested him. Like 10 years ago.
Treated like a black man and being for the hood is different. That's just coming back around. The most hood thing involved in tennis right now is still Venus and Serena daddy. He still is the hoodest cat.
Do you bring him on? Is the tennis
him and Matthew Knowles need to start a podcast to teach brothers how to get the most mileage out of their daughters.
And call it Joe Jackson's.
Yeah.
Like the Joe Jackson podcast.
The Joe Jackson podcast.
And it's an honor of
that.
him to be passed.
Yeah, that's what the Joe Jackson cast. The Jackson
Joe
cast.
Jackson cast.
Oh God.
Man,
Top,
Killer,
wait a
y'all
minute.
gotta do this network.
Are those the top 3 brothers that got the most out of their kids?
Yeah, by far. Do you
Who
put
are we
Tiger's dad
missing?
in there?
Because it's definitely not Michael Jordan. So
No. Do you put Tiger in there? Tiger dad?
yes, without a doubt, Tiger Daddy got to be in there. Tiger Daddy might actually, next to Joe Jackson, might actually be the number 1.
Yeah, that's
Because there's a mama involved. There's a mama involved in Beyonce.
Yeah, and the mom was like heavily involved in
Yeah.
Beyonce. But Nephew knows he's only hosting, so he ain't like the. Maybe they call it Woods Jackson.
This is like the LSG of daddies putting on.
We got to get one more daddy. What's a baseball daddy? Would it be Ken Griffey Sr.?
Nah, man, they was doing it. Like they were like following in their dad's footsteps. These other cats wasn't doing it. They just saw it and saw the opportunity.
Is LeVar Ball on this show? Or he's just a special correspondent on Fridays.
He's kind of like where you had the big boy bands and then you had the ones so like you had NSYNC and you had Backstreet Boys. He like the 98 degrees. He like the 98 degrees. The old town of yeah. he's one of them.
He's old town. We got to get one for base. Is there a baseball dad like that?
I mean, that's got like multiple kids that have done it, and like
or one kid like Tiger. We're like one kid, but you had to be awesome though. That one kid.
I don't know anything bad about like Justin and BJ Upton's daddy or like Dimitri Young and them daddy. I don't know nothing about that. Like,
oh, what about Fernando? What's Dimitri Young's dad?
I don't know nothing about his daddy.
Not Dimitri Young. What's homeboy? Cecil Fielder.
Oh man, Cecil Fielder was dope though.
I know,
like,
but he been beefing with his son for like years.
Well, beefing with your son and then like doing whatever you got to do to get him over is different. These are different things we talk about here. There might not be a baseball equivalent. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Dang. What
other
for
sport?
hockey, Popeye
what about
Jones.
Boxing? Floyd Mayweather.
Popeye Jones.
No, we putting Floyd Mayweather Sr. and Roger Mayweather on this.
Yeah. They're for the boxing component of the show.
Yeah.
But no, Popeye Jones for hockey with both of the Jones boys. He was on their ass.
Yeah, that's fair.
So we got a black. This show is an amazing show. Just dance.
This is like the pro sports commercial, the cartoon that used to come on with Wayne Gretzky and Bo Jackson in there.
Because it was Wayne Gretzky, Bo Jackson, Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Was it one more person? Was it 4 or just 3?
It was 4.
Wayne Gretzky, Michael Jordan, Bo Jackson. It was one more person. Who was the 4th person?
Was it a football player?
Bo Jackson was both, but maybe it was only 3 because Bo Jackson did both.
Yeah, it was only 3.
It was only them 3. Okay. Remember the handheld game that they made off of that one? Made off of that game?
Yeah.
that TV show?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, man. Man, we got 2 quick hitter topics, man, before we get out. Wemby and Britney Spears, man.
Hey, man. When I saw this, I was like, man, this dude been here for a week. I thought, first of all, I was like, Victor Wembanyama gonna be good, man. He gonna be in San Antonio with the women that Charles Barkley talk about. He should be safe. He should be safe down there and do all that. But then you drop him in Vegas. He plays 2 games in Vegas. And they talk about his people beat up Britney Spears. I was like, hold on, bro, what's going on?
Hey, look, he got that French Foreign Legion fucking security over here.
I was just blown away. Like I needed details about that because when I saw Britney Spears and Victor Wembanyama in the same in the same headline, I was like, what's happening again? Run this past me one more time.
Look,
here's the thing, though. I'm gonna say this.
Mm-hmm.
The Britney Spears you got now ain't the Britney Spears you had then. So when I look at Britney Spears now and I see her moving around, you might have to look twice. Like, hold up. Oh, no, it's Britney Spears. It's cool.
You think it's a parody. At first, when I first started seeing it, when these videos of her dancing and stuff, I thought somebody doing deep fakes or like doing a parody of her. It's like,
No,
oh no, that's really her.
She's proof that the AI can happen in real life. Like she's the AI step through.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like it's real like that. Where like she's like got the look where it's like Britney Spears got a little bit of that clucker look to her, and you be like, hold on, man, like I.
But what I mean, like you get beat up by Wemby's people, like. But I
Did
guess
she get beat up. What happened though? What happened? Did she get beat up?
They just kind of tossed her because she was trying to come over like to talk to him or get an autograph or something.
Mm-hmm.
And she thought, I'm Britney Spears, I can do that. Maybe
I can move like I want to move.
Yeah. And they were like, we don't know who you are, woman that looks like a clucker. You look like you are just one of those women on the street, one of these street women. And actually, there's another area called downtown Vegas where you are more supposed to be, not on the main strip. If you're
supposed to be down by the Luxor.
Yeah, you ain't supposed to be on the main strip if you are a lady of the night that look like you. And you need to be down farther on the strip. You're in the wrong part, ma'am.
Man,
go down.
Britney Spears, man. I mean, listen, the Wemby had quite a week last week where people was like thought he was gonna be a bum after the first game, after all that, and they did exactly what I said they needed to do. I said he shouldn't play any more than 2 games in summer league. There's no reason for him to be out there. He'll get hurt. Somebody will roll into him. You got a team full of dudes who just trying to get their own. They trying to make the team. This the franchise. This dude is the franchise.
I'm getting him. I'm putting up buckets up on him.
They like Cat's trying to dunk on him. Cat's on his own team ain't trying to pass on the ball because they not getting no looks. Like that's the worst place for him to be. And as they did, they shut him down. But they shut him down after he came out and he wrecked shit in his second game and showed what time it was. So, hey, listen, stay the hell out of Vegas just in general. Like that's just the example of why when we talk about putting all these teams in Vegas, I'm still kind of like, man, hockey works.
It feels weird, don't it?
Hockey works, but it ain't like the Raiders have been exactly scot-free in their time there. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, people been getting jammed up there. What was the one dude killed that we talked about?
Ruggs in jail. In jail. And now porn star Jimmy about to be the quarterback in Vegas this year.
And then I mean, since we talking about Vegas here, is this Oakland thing still happening? Because then like somebody was saying like it is not happening. I saw. So
I think to me it's got. You're talking about the Oakland A's.
Yeah, Oakland A's moving to Las Vegas.
To me, it's got Rams vibes to it. Like they putting up a pitch to try to slow it down. But I think baseball knows where they want it to be. Now, the most interesting thing with this is that like actual MLB guys have been like, we don't like it. Like when Bryce Harper, who's from Vegas, was like, yo, put a team in Vegas, don't move one there. Like, leave it where it's at. I was like, wow, that's wow. Because you would think Bryce would be like, hey, I'm ready to hit the crib. You know what I'm saying? Play out there. But Bryce makes a lot of money to be a Pennsylvanian. So,
yeah.
But I think that Oakland's got the same case St. Louis had, right? Where they're like, listen, we putting plans up. Y'all aren't advancing our plans. It is what it is. The only difference is, I think, is that the ownership in Oakland has had a lot of opportunities to get that together. Whereas the ownership in St. Louis sold to a different cat. You know, he decided to just go into business for himself all the way through. I wonder what happens first, whether Oakland gets a MLB team or if the XFL closes its doors.
Ooh.
Because, like, that's going to be some of the stories that happen over the next year or so.
You mean Las Vegas getting an MLB team?
Yes. Yeah. Las Vegas. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The XFL needs to go private as soon as possible. Like, they need to be selling those teams to people to buy those teams.
Oh, so yeah. You can't have one owner. You can't have one person owning all those teams.
Nah.
The structure of it was weird for me when I found out that they all practice in like San Antonio and then fly to the city that they're going to play in.
They're not part of the cities. Like
right. So you don't have any marketing material. You don't have anything of like, well, Hakeem Butler was on the St. Louis team. Hey, Hakeem Butler's going to be at
Hot Shots.
Yeah, hanging out signing posters.
He not because he got to practice in
San Antonio
all week.
Yeah,
right.
So you're all right. And I shout out to Ice Cube too. I was seeing an interview and he said they're going to start selling Big 3 teams.
Oh yeah, hey, Ice Cube was coming at Adam Silver saying that he's scared of their model.
Yeah. And he said that they basically have scared owners from investing because you can't own teams in a competing league.
Yeah. Now, see, the danger you get into that is that you could fall into some antitrust situations at that point too.
But he says it's not a competing league because we don't have anybody that's playing in your league.
There is a world where the big three and the NBA could coexist in a real
100%.
way. The NBA could buy the big three.
I guarantee you that's they want to do, but they ain't gave the right number to Cuban them.
The NBA can afford to keep the WNBA afloat for as long as they have. They operate the summer league. If the NBA went into a situation where they had the summer league, they pushed the summer league back like a month, had a 3-on-3 league like tournament, like for real, and had the big three and had that be a thing, and then chased it with the WNBA going on at the same time, they'd have just as powerful of a year-long entity as the NFL does.
And you got to think about it, 3-on-3 now is in the Olympics.
Right. Exactly.
So that makes perfect sense.
Still wild to
lean
me.
into that. Yeah, I know. I've been seeing. I think them French and Brazilian cats are gonna be getting with the Americans way more because they be playing it. They are the ones that created these leagues of like these 3-on-3 Olympic style thing. They were kind of like pushing FIBA to try to do it, or whatever. But but back to your original question, I think XFL is gonna fall before MLB.
Before MLB gets to San Antonio, gets to Las Vegas.
Yeah, I mean, you look at some of those crowds. I think the Super Bowl only had their Super Bowl only had 18,000 or something. I think or something like that.
Yeah, it's tough, man, too, because I want to see them do well because they got people tied into the league here locally. You know what I mean? And like
they need to start fixing it where they just let St. Louis just win everything because you could have that crowd and build it up and just fix it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, man, I wanted to do well, man. It's more opportunities. It's a good product. I mean, it wasn't a bad product when I went to it. You know what I'm saying? It was a fun environment, you know, and that's really the thing that's really what you got to look for. But it's, yeah, I don't know, man. I think those are some of the dice that I look at that are moving over the next year or so in the sports land.
So which one do you think? It was 22,000 at the game, not 18.
I think you'll get the A's to be announced before then, just simply off the fact that the logistics of they got to make the move. XFL, I mean, kind of be happening in the same window, I think, though, right? Because you got the XFL plays after the NFL season, and MLB would kind of be doing those things around winter meetings. So I guess logistically speaking, I think that it would be the A's would be announced first for moving.
Another topic I have for you is a small tidbit. Now, and maybe we need to do a deep dive on this even further, is the Arab nations taking over sports.
Oh, okay. I don't even talk about the Middle East in general, like my position on Palestine and Israel or anything like that. Like
we don't do that. Actually, I'm not smart enough to even understand those complexities. I try to, and I still can never understand that. No, but I do understand Saudi Arabia taking over all these sports.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I mean, here's the thing about taking over sports is you always got the option to not sell. You know, that's always your choice.
Right. But they're like doing small little stuff like, I'm going to get in at 10%. Basically doing the who did the Kroenke model of let me just get 5%.
And then doing little things, taking options and then buying the bigger part later on type stuff.
I mean, they literally own golf right now.
The PGA Tour Live Golf thing is one of the wildest examples.
And nobody's talking about it like that. Like that is wild that a whole country owns the whole, not a team, the league, like everything.
It's crazy what happened with that and how and then the craziest thing about it is how it actually came to be in the first place. That like them dudes just came in and said, "Hey, we're going to get together and sell it and combine these whole leagues." Like 3 people put a league together and sold it that way over the weekend.
Over the weekend.
Like they had lunch and decided to put together the 3 biggest golf leagues in the world. I was just like, huh? What happened? They didn't tell anybody playing in it. They didn't tell any of these cats that they done pit against each other for all these years. You know the thing about it. Here's the wild thing about it is they treated all them white folks like they treat like black folks get treated by, and it blew them away.
Shout out to Phil Mickelson, who finally know how it feels.
Yeah, they treated all them white folks like they treat black people, where it's just like, hey, y'all gonna go on over here. We selling you over here. Now y'all gotta get along together. Yeah, we know we done pitch all against each other for the last 2 or 3 years. But you know, when Liv had all that money but was broadcasting their games on UPN, I knew that wasn't gonna be a sustainable model forever.
But how did they bogart and come in and like that's amazing that you are on CW and now you are basically
modern UPN.
Right, it's CW. But then you basically bogarted your way into owning the PGA from the CW.
PGA saw they did the hit them with the get down to lay down.
And
they hit them with the straight up get down to lay down.
And they talk about some of these Arab nations are trying to get together and trying to build the ABA back.
And well, that would be interesting because the NBA is so entrenched everywhere else. Like the thing about it is you got to remember is that they also have a ton of money tied into like they own sports over there. Like, I don't know, like soccer and things like that. They got a ton of money tied into that stuff already. But, you know, if it's one thing, the more money you print, the more there is to spend. And there's people is going to be trying to get into it. And what they got is a ton of capital to be able to entice people to do it. And if there's another thing that you know about them folks over here is if they get a chance to sell, they will. So that's the realest thing about them over here. You know, everybody's a patriot until it's time to get paid.
Right. Hey, you ain't lying about that. Like,
everybody's a patriot until it's time to get paid, and then they'll sell them interests right on across the pond as quick as they can. They don't care, and the whole world knows that. The whole world knows that about us too. So, hey, I got a question for you. We talked a lot about sports here. I got a flip the scene scenario for you too.
Yeah.
Hey, man. So, true or false? Is America the world's Florida?
Oh shoot. It is. Because we have Disney World, which is some fly stuff. We got beaches and pretty girls, stuff like that, Miami. We have some of the best strip clubs in the nation, Tampa. We have some of the best college sports teams are like, you know, our sports teams in general, you know, with all the sports teams all up and down Florida. But we also have Florida Man. We also have Jacksonville.
Are Americans the Florida Man for the world?
Right, that's what I'm saying. We also have Jacksonville, which is the rest of the country. Everybody thinks Florida. They think, oh, Miami, Orlando, Tampa. No, most of that is like Jacksonville. The rest of Florida is Jacksonville. Jacksonville people that listen, y'all know what I mean. Y'all, that's no disrespect to that.
That is what it is. You know what
it is. Y'all know.
I'm Doja. They sleep. Yeah, we part of Just Posted Podcast, man. The best show on this network. Come on, check, though.
Seriously, man. Just Posted. It's just me and Doja sitting back talking about what the fuck going on in the world and the streets.
We said labor of love. He said labor of love. I ain't say that shit. Shout out to, you know what I'm saying, everybody coming to watch, though, man. We really appreciate y'all. Holla at y'all later.
Hey, man, this nigga just tall for no reason.
I'm gone.
And he do regular jobs. Don't forget that.
Straight up had to shut down. They straight up had to shut down the Jaguar Stadium because it was dirty.
Because it's Jacksonville. Jacksonville is the newest, most strip mallish looking city I've ever seen in my life. It looked like everybody's like, oh, it's new land, and it's all new stuff, like literally all new strip malls. Like, how long has it been there? 2 years. Like, 2 years? How's that? Like, that's just 2 years old?
Like, it's not possible that that's only 2 years old. Like,
yeah, Jacksonville is the biggest city, supposedly landmass wise, like availability for land.
So, did you see that the insurance brokers are pulling out of Florida?
Yes, that's how another reason, because people are pulling out of the U.S. too. I was going there next. That was my last point. They didn't want to insure you in Florida no more.
America is the world's.
I want to add an addendum to that. And you talked about this in your show, and it's a great segue to you, which we kicked off our conversation this week. Is DeSantis, as he dropped the ball now, where cats actually moved there, is like having a club, and it's like, you know, like it's free for ladies before 11, and you get in, and it ain't no ladies in there.
Yes. Yes.
Is
When
that
you
Florida?
go
When
into the
people's like,
spot,
oh, DeSantis did all this stuff in Florida. I'm moving to Florida.
and now you get down there and you start realizing ain't nobody in the club.
Yep.
Wow.
And
man.
they charge you $30 a drink.
Wow, man, you're 100% right. That's a whole tragedy.
And
You paying for
DeSantis,
the
the
drinks.
best promoter, like they see, like, man, I seen his parties on Instagram. They be popping. He got bottle girls. He got Future was there. You know,
In his- he was there in his invisible car.
exactly. And they kicking it. I'm going to Club DeSantis.
Oh man.
And
Wow.
they get in there, and Ron DeSantis is now flying over different places, doing other different things. He's not even in the state no more. He's trying to maybe run for president, maybe not.
Ron DeSantis is mounting the absolute worst presidential campaign for somebody
Ever.
that actually had political steam that I've seen in a very long time.
Who had a worse fumble? Him or the dude that did the I forgot who was it?
God damn it, what's his name?
That Chappelle made fun of.
Yeah.
Is it Howard? Is it Howard?
Howard Dean.
Howard Dean, yes.
Ooh, the worst fumble. Howard Dean.
Or DeSantis. Well, I mean, we can't say it so far, but it looks like it's going to be a Howard Dean situation.
Howard
Dean was leading all the Democrats at one time.
Yeah, Howard Dean was getting busy. I mean, Howard Dean, Hillary Clinton, or Ron DeSantis?
Well, Hillary Clinton at least made it to the finals. This is like the Denver
Al Gore?
Nuggets.
Al Gore won the game and lost still.
that ain't his own fault, though. That's like, that's like at the end of a championship match, somebody cashing in the money in the bank, right? Like, and you'd have had a Hell in a Cell match.
Damn. You saying
no.
You saying
it's the same person that you just fought.
Are you saying that Bush Seth Rollins Al Gore?
Hey, look, hold on. He already just got pinned. Somebody brought him the money in the bank thing, and he cashed it in.
Restart the match. Oh, damn.
But DeSantis and Dean are like when the Denver Nuggets beat the Seattle Supersonics in the first round in like 95, when like Seattle was like have won almost 60 games.
Yeah. Wow. I don't know, man. I look at DeSantis and I'm like, dog, you're fitting the profile. They starting to believe in your juice, but also at the same time, I think that I don't know. He's proof that these people are crazy as hell out here. That he's just like he's like traditional crazy. But he is but Trump is obviously in his own world, like where we're willing to this dude go get indicted and it's like business as usual.
Hey, low key, we don't like him, but he's one of the best stand-up comedians maybe ever in history. I
mean, he's a Teflon Don at a level of I didn't even know was possible. It's almost like the rewriting the movie in the middle of the movie.
Like, no, we ain't gonna do that. No.
It's like in The Flash when they got to the end, and then it was like, oh man, Batman about to get murked, and it's like, let's go back in time, run it back.
We gonna keep doing this until Batman don't get killed.
And did you just realize he gonna keep dying? And it's like, oh damn,
man.
Yeah, I don't know, man. This is gonna be a content juggernaut for the next few months that happen with this.
Oh, it's so many other storylines that are out there that are just in there brewing. Shout out to Jimmy Butler, who is now with Shakira, as we wrap up the scenario.
Jimmy Butler, Damian Lillard, and James Harden are having wild ass summers.
And Dame, and it's weird, man. It's messed up that Portland kind of put Dame in this situation, man. Mentioning that,
Dame didn't put Dame in this situation.
You think Dame did?
Dame definitely put Dame in this situation. He signed the deal. He the one that said, I got another one I'm going to throw at you.
They promised him as well that they were going to do something with that draft pick to move and try to make the team better or whatever. And they were like, yeah, we're going to do some stuff.
that was a dumb idea from the beginning. If you get a chance to reset your thing with a 19 and 20-year-old dude, with Miller or Scoot, they was in a good spot. What happened is that pick landed in top 3, and they was like, uh-oh. It's actually a good pick. Now, we wasn't supposed to be this high. And then they want to win Bayama, and it didn't happen. Speaking of Damian Lillard, is Damian Lillard the basketball equivalent of a dude to get props simply for not cheating? He's a good husband because he don't cheat. And you like, bro, that's kind of what you're supposed to do.
Yeah. But he barely keeps a job.
I mean, Damian Lillard literally does exactly what you're supposed to do. He's good at his job, and he stays where he signed to play. But everybody's like, yo, Dame, they deserve it. Dame's the best, man. He's the most loyal. They got to trade him, man. They owe that to him. Like, when the hell did that start? I think Damian Lillard gets a bunch of props. Great basketball player, but I think he gets a ton of props simply for doing the right thing. And that's whack to me.
You want to know who Dame is the equivalent of on the hockey side? Patrick Roy.
Well, I mean, Patty even got moved though to Colorado.
No. They were like, he deserves to go get him a chip. That was the thing. He was in Montreal.
He's Ray Bork. He's Ray Bork. Ray Bork was in Boston for 20 years. Yeah, and they was like, dude, you deserve a ring. We're gonna send you to Colorado. But here's the thing. Because of this, Dame's like whole legacy is getting revised. Like Dame is on the top 75 team. They talking about Dame was in the top 75 2 years ago when they did it at the All-Star game.
I didn't even trip off that.
Dame was in the top 75. Dame, they saying Dame the greatest Blazer of all time. I'm like,
are we forgetting Clyde Drexler?
Are we forgetting Bill Walton and Clyde Drexler? Like, what are we doing here? Like, I'm like, hold on, y'all. Like, this is getting out of control. I'm all good with cats getting their props. I think Dame is dope. Dame is cold. Like, he that guy. Dame's been to the final, the conference finals once. And now we like, every great player don't deserve to get traded simply because they tired of being where they not winning at. You sign that deal, it is what it is. And here's the thing. Dame signed that mega deal. Dame going to be making $60 million a year. If not this year, the year after. He signed that big extension, and now you're like, no, now actually I'm ready to go now. And the only place I want to go is Miami. Well, you should have become a free agent and signed in Miami then.
So y'all figure it out. Like this.
Yeah, y'all make this work.
I mean,
he getting props for doing the right thing.
Does he have a no trade clause?
No.
Like, so he can, so if they can want to be like, I'm gonna send you to Sacramento, they could.
Absolutely.
Okay.
But now his agent's like, you ain't gonna get a happy player if you do that. I'm like, bro, NBA be wild and trying to manipulate the situations like they do with this. Like, just do it like Saquon Barkley and Josh Jacobs and just tell people I ain't showing up for work. I ain't coming.
Like, I'm just not there. Like, I'm not showing up for work.
Yeah, I'm not coming. Like, forget all that. I ain't coming.
He said Saquon Barkley. I mean, Dame is, and he's become a mark, and maybe because so many other players have jumped around and because people that traditional feel and the fuzzies, and it has a lot. I think 100% has to do with the fact he's in Portland, a smaller market. Mm-hmm. If he was doing that in Chicago, nobody would even be saying that about him. Yeah, it's because he's in a small market team.
I mean, listen, man. Again, I ain't saying this to knock Dame. All I'm saying is that Dame getting props for doing what he's supposed to do. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
So was the great Jimmy Butler on the top 75?
No.
At this point, should we need to revise that and put?
Oh, I'm gonna tell you flat out. Jimmy Butler is the Reggie Miller of this era.
Ooh.
The numbers are like nearly they postseason and they regular season numbers are like exactly the same. Exactly the same. What's Reggie Miller's greatest regular season moment?
Regular season? I don't remember any regular season moments. No.
You remember a ton of playoffs, though.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
What's Jimmy Butler's best regular season moment?
He got a whole bunch of them.
Regular season?
Oh, no, regular season, no, because he's playoff Jimmy. He's playoff Jimmy. He ain't coming for the first 20 games for real anyway.
He's the Reggie Miller of this era. Reggie Miller's in top 75. And Jimmy Butler's been to the finals more than Reggie Miller.
And more than Dame.
I ain't saying, and now to cop it off, now he's dating Shakira. Give him his respect. Give him his respect.
What'd be crazy is if
respect grimy Jimmy. They came out the gutter. Last pick of the first round. Bossed up with the Bulls. You know what I'm talking about?
Now, it's a question for you with the Jimmy Butler. Dame goes to Miami, and Miami goes to the finals. Is Jimmy got Dame to the finals?
I think that would be the perfect example of like when the Celtics got together and got each other over the hump.
Okay, but I'm saying, Jimmy, I've already been to the finals twice.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a big consolation prize guy, so like
no. I'm saying I got you to the finals, Dame.
I think that's two people scratching each other's backs. Honestly,
we both get the ring.
Jimmy's got to the finals twice and got overwhelmed twice.
Yeah, because he had him.
Like he's been there twice, been overwhelmed twice. I just don't understand exactly how Miami makes this move and keeps Jimmy and Bam. But they've said they're not trading either one of them guys. Like, I'm not taking pennies on the dollar if I'm Portland just because Dame want to be somewhere else.
How many
I'm not giving you credit. I'm not giving you credit for being a good husband and a good dad when you signed up for both of these things.
So now, question for you: what is the farthest time span you can give away draft picks? Like how far out can you go?
You can start to do options. So like you can start to do swaps like out like 4 or 5 years. So I think you can trade them for like 3 years, but you got to do options because you can't trade draft picks like back-to-back years because of the Stepien rule. You can't just dump draft picks. So you got to start doing like pick swaps and conditionals. And
because I'm just saying, like, what if you like, hey, 2028?
Like you get access, I think, to like 5 years out of picks. Like you can't trade like your 2035 draft picks.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I think it's like 5 years out if I'm remembering right.
So they can say your 20, I could just change my 2027, my 2028 first round pick.
Something like that. Yeah. You can play with it to make it be how you want it to be.
I mean, I guess Portland would have to be like, and honestly, Portland would say no, and we just gonna keep him, and that's what it's gonna be.
Very easily could. But
I guess you don't want to come to work. You don't want your $60 million check. He gonna show up for that $60 million.
That just don't be happening in the NBA though. Like something always work out. Like remember James Harden just stopped playing.
but see, this is the thing. Dame may have to become the husband that had to go out at night a couple of times and make sure that divorce happens.
You think Dame got to become the villain to leave?
Yeah, because they gonna like, man, Dame gonna show up, man.
I think they know Dame not showing up. I think they know Dame not coming. But I don't know.
Will they force his hand to make him look bad to get a better situation?
It depends on what somebody offers. You know, what if somebody sees? See, the other thing is that these other teams ain't going to just offer up guys just because they going to know Dame not going to want to be there.
And Dame is older too now. Don't get it twisted. Dame is 33, 34, I believe.
Yeah, he up in that range.
You're not getting – it's not like you're getting a 26, and a small guard.
Small guards don't exactly age amazingly across the board. So.
Shout out to Stephon Marbury, who had to go get them checks in China.
Oh, well, Steph had a lot going on. But yeah, that's a real point, though. I don't know. We're going to see. We'll run it back here soon and watch the days of Dame unfold. Because I think we're going to see a lot happen with this one.
Man, thank y'all as always checking back in with us on the scenario. Matt, we need to at least get this monthly in, man, for the people. They one dude sent us the don't let me find your ass on the streets text message. I won't mention who it was. This is actually a personal friend. if y'all don't do no show soon.
I got a couple of ideas up my sleeves here about some things I think can happen here soon with a couple of ideas. So yeah, let's see what we got going.
Where can people hit you up at, man, and check you out as well on online as well for the radio show?
If you're on the video, you can see it here, man. You can check me out on Instagram at Cheap Seat Fan. You know, my My beef with Twitter is eternal at this point. I'm still on the fence about whether I'm gonna go Threads or not. Get involved in that.
You just so scoring from the last time.
Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen with that. I might wait and see who wins this Elon Musk versus Mark Zuckerberg thing. What my real hope for that is real quick is that Tom from MySpace comes in and makes it a triple threat match, like real quick, and see how that plays out. You catch me, man. I'm a Cheap Seat Fan. You can catch me on 590 The Fan. If you're local here in St. Louis, you can also find that on the app worldwide, man. So
they can listen to it online too on the 590. If they're in other cities or outside the country, you can listen to it.
Absolutely, 590 The Fan app, man, and we doing that over there. So stay moving around. You know what it is, but stay plugged in with all of us here. I realized that we needed to do a show when cats that have shows on the network was like asking me to come on theirs, and I was like, yo, like maybe I've become like Sugar Slim or like Biggs or something where like I'm so far in the background, like this isn't my shit still too. So I'm just like, you realize that you asking me to come on technically my own joint, but that's cool though. I'm with you. I hear it. I still got a C on my sweater. I wore this for a reason. I still got a C on my sweater. That's for everybody on the label. Don't forget. I'm still here.
He's been open. You hiding out like Russell Simmons.
And he kept thought I was gonna come on. I was gonna like look like Mick Foley or something. Like I was gonna look like a wild type way. Like, nah, man. I'm out here still. I'm out here.
All right. Well, thank y'all for listening as always. We'll be back. Peace.